Observe what 500,000 pounds can buy. A Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Rolls-Royce, or a McLaren. It could also buy a very comfortable villa. But if you desire something unique, then you must look at some custom brands. Brabus, Aston Martin, Ferrari and Land Rover, BMW and Porsche. Especially Brabus. It can upgrade the most powerful AMG from Mercedes twice. Not only does it max out performance, but its design is also explosive. When you see the Brabus logo, you know? This car is not just any expensive one. But here's the problem. Dajwang realized it was unlikely he would truly spend 500,000 pounds to buy one. So he decided to take a different approach. He used a 10,000 pound budget to create a car that looks like a 500,000 pound bubble. Dajwang quickly spotted a carbon body kit that was compatible with the Mercedes GL163. The price was only 6,929 pounds, with free shipping and tax, a front lip spoiler, rear diffuser, and wheel arches. The design looked like the official Brabus kit. It was almost identical. Even the wheels in the photos were from Brabus. So Dajwang decided to place an order. Their goal this time was to transform a half-repaired GL63 accident vehicle into a Brabus-style base car. Dajwang had already purchased it, although it had been badly damaged. The frame was sturdy. The power system was the same as Brabus's, a 4.0 TV8 twin-turbo. Next, they just had to wait for the body kit to arrive from China. In the meantime, Dajwang worked hard to restore the entire vehicle. They were preparing for a color change. Until recently, the kit finally arrived. At this point, the kit had arrived. The project could officially move into the next phase. But when he opened it, Dajwang started scratching his head. The parts were indeed made of carbon fiber. Compared to the fiberglass version, they were much lighter and also much more expensive. But the problem was it lacked several reinforcement keys. The packaging was damaged. It seemed to have been ripped open halfway. Dajwang thought since it was cheap, as long as the quality is acceptable, there's no problem. But the real challenge was just beginning. A 10,000 pound carbon fiber kit from China. Could it support a fake Brabus? Could it be assembled? Could it make people believe it's worth 500,000 pounds? Let's watch how Dajwang goes step by step. To transform this GL163 into the toughest car on the streets, you know what? You've got the beer on it. It's about the club. It is Bruce Steele and he. Maybe I have to change that. That looks pretty sick, rightly, or anything like the swimmers of Hub the Floor. Baby, it's supposed to go on the other one. No, he's definitely not one. Let's skip him. So at the exhaust, that's not right surely. This carbon fiber kit from China has finally arrived. Dajwang's first impression was that it was really light, but there were also many problems. First, there was no place to fix the fog light area. No separator. No bracket. They didn't even give me rivets. And the edges had some small flaws. But to be honest, Dajwang thought that the carbon fiber quality from some UK brands wasn't much different, and compared to that, the price and craftsmanship were acceptable to him. However, these arches on the kit, are they replacements for the original parts? Or are they added on top of the original? One of the original parts is broken, and one is simply missing. So now, Dajwang has to start figuring out how to install these parts. He now has to start figuring out how to install these parts, how to connect it. It looks like there's a reserve spot for the fog lights, but nothing to secure it with. It's still a bit troublesome to install. To be honest, after working on these expensive projects, Dajwang's budget is really starting to feel tight. To finish the GL63, Dajwang reluctantly sold his beloved BMW X3M. This car had 800 horsepower, green wrap, gold brake calipers, hybrid large turbo, and a full set of VRSF high-performance exhaust. Whether for a casual drive or track racing, it could handle it all. Now, back to the GL163 modification. This pile of carbon fiber parts doesn't quite fit in some places. Dodgewang suspected that some parts were not originally designed for this car. For example, these two pieces with holes. They don't seem to be part of the bumper. The parking radar brackets are also missing. Some of the carbon fiber panels have slight scratches on the edges. Although it doesn't affect the structure, it's probably going to take some time to adjust during installation, but the appearance is good enough. Dodgewang tried out the front trim. It felt light and the seams were okay. There was just a slight gap on the left side. Maybe a slight adjustment is needed during installation to align the mounting points. Now it's time for a little Assman touch. A gentle press. The sound of the dry fit immediately set the atmosphere. Although this kit is not perfect, Dodgewang believes MIDI will find a way. A 6,929-pound kit. Can it hold up the rear end's appearance? We'll have to wait and see how Dodgewang continues the modification. Unfortunately, this kit doesn't come with Brabus's big badge. Nor does it have the rear door emblem, so Dodgewang had to figure out a way for himself. He got himself a set of car badges. It can't just be a red or black chrome finish. It needs a bold color combination. The camera cuts. And here comes another problem. There's a piece of carbon fiber, and it really looks a bit unpleasant. The edges are wrinkled. The surface is warped. If this is installed on the car, it might wobble. But I have to say, that carbon fiber separator looks really good. The carbon fiber material has sharp contours. It just doesn't have mounting keys. I don't know how to install it. I'll have to guess. Rely on experience and imagination. After all, the most important part of the whole kit is the rear diffuser. So in today's episode, Dodgewang decided to just go ahead and install it, not waste time. He took a quick glance, and the look is indeed tough. But there are some flaws. For example, there's a spot for the parking radar, but no holes for it. This means he'll have to drill his own holes. Otherwise, the radar won't work. And this time, he's not just modifying the kit. The car's color is also going to be completely changed. The entire GL163 has to be taken apart, completely cleaned. Tar and glue removal. Impurities need to be removed and panels wiped down. This whole process is essential because this isn't just wrapping. It's a PPF colored protective film. The color chosen is satin gray. It looks understated, but on a large SUV, it really shows a sense of quality. And it's easier to maintain than traditional matte finishes. This film isn't something you buy casually. It was custom made from Lebu Crossing. Before wrapping, Dodgewang brought in our LB dent repair to fix it. They hammered out the creases on the door and seat panels. If you're going to wrap it, it has to be smooth and clean. No imperfections left. Now, the progress is that the right door is already wrapped. The full wrapping process has officially begun. The budget is also tight. The entire project has a budget of £10,000. Of that, the body kit without tax is £5,520. The wrapping material costs £1,140. There's a remaining £3,317. This will be reserved for the spray key and accessory installation. To be honest, Dodgewang hasn't wrapped a car by himself for a long time. This time, doing it himself, there's bound to be some problems. But that's part of the fun. Starting with the simple panels. The door panels were wrapped one by one. Now to deal with the left side and the trunk fender. Once the whole body is wrapped, then he'll be able to officially install this carbon fiber kit. The GL163 Civilian Barbus Project. Now, with the rear doors and quarter panels wrapped, the rear door and tailgate are completely wrapped. This means it's time to officially start installing the kit. Dodgewang's first piece to tackle is the rear spoiler. Let's take a look at the original rear spoiler. It's designed with weight in mind. It's like it's lightly placed on the tailgate, with just a slight raised lip. Not aggressive at all. But the new one is completely different. Its size is directly doubled and split into 3 segments in the middle. The main body, with 2 extensions that reach the outside of the rear fenders. The rear wing adds downforce, and the visual tension is fully maximized. Dodgewang is a die-hard Barbus fan. In his view, Barbus is one of the most extreme brands in the aftermarket world. It's even comparable to some supercar brands. Almost every Barbus work of art is very recognizable, especially the rear design. But now here's the problem. How to install it? The original spoiler was only attached with a thin layer of double-sided tape, but Dodgewang doesn't trust that method. He searched online for Barbus's official demonstration and found that they actually use glue and a positioning method. So this time, Dodgewang used a professional automotive structural adhesive that he trusts. He has used this glue in various projects before, and it has never failed. Once it's bonded, it can be taken apart if necessary. He started with the middle key and carefully applied the glue. Now he just needs to let it set and continue. Align the spoiler from the center line of the tailgate. Then extend the side winglets. Align with the rear fender curve. Not a single millimeter of gap is left unchecked. From the left side, the gap is very even. The right side also aligns. The entire shape is symmetrical. The lines are smooth and steady. Dodgewang said, "This is the first piece, officially bonded as the prop style part. So far, the result exceeds expectations. It fits perfectly. The gaps are tight. The angle is just right. Whether viewed from directly behind the tailgate or from the side angle, it looks very aggressive. But to install the right side spoiler, the right rear fender needs to be wrapped first. So the next step is to continue wrapping. Wrap the right rear door's quarter panel and the small section of the B pillar. Once that's done, he can continue to install the other side of the rear wing. The entire Brabus substitute plan officially enters the styling stage with this first spoiler. Now, the right rear fender is wrapped. But things aren't going smoothly. The first rear spoiler doesn't fit. Dodgewang noticed that after installing the right spoiler, the 2 sides had uneven lips. The left side fit perfectly, but the right side protruded a few millimeters. It doesn't seem much, but on a modified car, this visual asymmetry is disastrous. What should be done? He decided to first use clips to secure the edges and force the right side in. He worked hard to make it symmetrical with the other side. After a few rounds of fine-tuning, the result improved a lot. The gap finally matched. The line smoothed out. The entire spoiler looks more unified. Dodgewang could only keep pulling and adjusting. He kept telling himself this is the daily life of a car modifier. But just at this moment, something went wrong again. Good friend Mickey got injured. During a long-distance test, he accidentally sprained his thumb. The front bumper insulation had to be done by helpers. Dodgewang urgently called his old friend to help out. Front structure parts. Bumper energy absorption foam. The front headlight brackets were all reassembled. This guy had been skilled from the start, like a factory technician. At the same time, he started the second phase of the kit, arch extension installation. Dodwong picked up the new arch kit with Tajersio. Structural adhesive. This kit is for surface installation. It cannot replace the original part. It can only be directly glued onto the existing part. He first aligned it, then temporarily fixed it with masking tape. Align every curve. After confirming it fits perfectly, apply the structural adhesive and clamp it down. Next, he'll do the same for the driver's side. Clean and flat. Symmetry is the most critical goal at this stage. By the way, the unsung hero is the one doing the hard work. Every part is stabilized by him. Temporarily positioned. He's not seen, but he's silently contributing behind the scenes. The rear diffuser is complete. The extensions are in place. The body is taking shape. Next, it's time for the actual front end installation. And then the diffuser for the battle stage. The GLE for the bulbous project officially enters the final alignment stage. The fitment of the entire body is pretty good. Dodwong nodded in approval. The materials aren't bad. It feels pretty solid. Now, the first piece of the body kit has been installed on the front bumper. But soon, a small problem arose. The carbon fiber trim on both sides of the separator doesn't fit. Now, it's time to modify it. Dodwong had to use a grinding tool to make slight adjustments to the edges. This will make it easier to bond later. It can be tightly fitted in place. This is also why he started with 5 layers of tire. The core structure adhesive, because from now on, every part needs to be glued and secured. Nothing should come loose. After finishing the edges, he started applying glue along the lines, aligning and pressing it tight. Then he used cable ties to temporarily fix them. Let the glue dry naturally. Ensure everything is tightly fixed. Meanwhile, Dodwong also started installing the front headlamp assembly. Finally, the front end started taking shape. The paint dried and the lights turned on. Even the mirrors were installed. Everything was finally moving in the right direction. This project, which was supposed to be finished in a few days, ended up stretching out for 2 whole weeks. Now, the light at the end of the tunnel is finally visible. But there is still one issue left unresolved. The panoramic sunroof frame is crooked. The glass is fine, but the frame is deformed. So he decided to directly replace the entire sunroof frame. This part is available from the manufacturer. It can be fixed by just replacing it once. This GL1 originally came with silver side steps, but the previous owner had removed all the chrome parts from the car. All of it. If he puts the chrome side steps back, the style will be all wrong. So Dodwong directly found a set of black factory side steps. The price was only £200. To be honest, it's a great deal, although it's from the aftermarket. Once installed, it blends perfectly with the rest of the car, and the fitment doesn't look like an aftermarket product at all. The result is stunning. Note that these accessories are not included in the £10,000 budget because they're additional investments for restoring an accident-damaged car. If it were a new car, there would be no need to modify these parts. Now, the first carbon fiber part on the front bumper is completely dry. Dodwong starts installing all the body panels, the bracket and outer shell parts. This means the front end assembly is officially starting. But there's a small regret. Some Mercedes original sensor parts are still on the way from Germany, so the PDC holes on the front bumper are temporarily empty. But they can be added later. No big deal. When the bumper was installed, he just said one thing: this thing is really heavy. From the accident repair case to the BRABUS style, only a few more steps remain before completion. These front parts were finally installed, but there's still one part that must be ordered from the United States. This part can wait patiently. Next, it's time to install the new arch trial strips. Now they can be installed. Without painting, directly apply the carbon fiber covering strips. The fit is perfect and the bumper is securely fixed. Screws are tightened. Dodwong can finally step back and see what all his hard work has brought in terms of results. This isn't the final look of the whole front end yet. There are still more parts on the way. But for now, this face already has a strong presence. Now on the street side, Dodwong noticed a set of important wheels. The original winter tires were leaking air on one side. They didn't match the aggressive look, so they were removed. He replaced them with a set of prop-style imitation wheels. The design is very similar. The quality is also good. If you don't mention it, it almost looks real. This kit, he's very satisfied with. However, the budget took a big hit. This set of bubbles, wheels and tires cost a total of £3,320. The entire project went over budget, although not by much. It did exceed the budget limit. There's also a small gap. Some of the carbon fiber parts on the car are actually replicas. Dodwong has already ordered replacement parts. Once they arrive, they will better match the overall style. This is the cost of custom modifications. It's the price to pay. The rear of the car continues to be modified. Dodwong casually replaced the old one directly. The car instantly looks much more energetic. The only slightly out-of-place part is the red brake calipers. And the wheels Dodwong chose have orange accents. This also signals that the car will eventually adopt a black style. The calipers will also be repainted, but that will be in the next episode. Although this car isn't 100% finished yet, it really looks fierce when standing in front of it now. Finally, the public budget. The £10,000 plan actually only exceeded by just over £50. Do you think it's worth it? This video ends here. You can discuss the video content in the comments section. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.